Sleep is one of the best recovery tools that you have access to. So, if you're trying to increase your volume or improve your training adaptations, you're going to want to watch this video. Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm the personal trainer and running coach at Kathletics. Here at Kathletics, we're all about meeting you where you are in your fitness so you can approach hybrid training in a sustainable way. Sleep is one of the many recovery tools that I recommend alongside nutrition, hydration, stress management, and of course, training volume management. Today, we're going to primarily talk about 5 different ways that you can improve your sleep so you can show up feeling ready to go for your training sessions and just feel good in everyday life. In general, I do recommend 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, but of course, we want those hours to also be quality. So let's get into these 5 tips. First things first, creating a bedtime routine really could be a game changer for your morning routine. And I know on the internet you see a lot of morning routines and their hour-long facial routines and skincare and makeup and all this stuff. And while all those can be very relaxing and prepare you for the day, I think it's more reasonable to want to set yourself up for success starting the night before. If you want to feel refreshed in the morning, we need to get ready in the evening. That means getting things set up for the day. I personally like to set out my clothes for the next day, so I don't even have to think about it. All I have to do is wake up with my alarm, get ready for the day, have my clothes already set out. I already know what tasks I'm going to be tackling first. I generally, in the evening or like finishing up my workday, I like to go over what all I'll be doing the next day, whether that is client sessions or meetings or computer work, whatever it may be. But I already know ahead of time what I'm going to be getting myself into. So then I don't have to think about it later that night or, rush around first thing in the morning, like, what am I supposed to do? So, getting all that squared away in the evening before and having that as part of your nighttime routine can really be helpful for setting yourself up for success for the morning. Now, when I talk about a general bedtime routine, yes, I want us to be prepared, but I also want us to have some calming aspects. So, whether that is dimming the lights or lighting a candle or doing some type of stress management routine where we're bringing the nervous system down and kind of breathing a little bit more deeply and getting our body ready to get into sleep. Along those lines, that brings us to number 2, which is going to be limiting screen time. And I understand that that's going to be really challenging for a lot of people, whether it's because your job is really demanding and it requires you to be checking your email even through the evening hours, or if you just like scrolling through apps in the evening. I totally understand, but I do think it would be helpful to try to pull back from that. That doesn't mean you need to suddenly go cold turkey and eliminate it completely, but think about stopping, 10 minutes before bed, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and just like keep pushing that time back until we get to 1 to 2 hours. And then that really clears us of looking at the screen, having our brain continually working by watching different videos, seeing different pictures, and just like thinking completely until we go to sleep. Because if we continue to do that, it is really challenging to go to sleep and stay asleep. Number 3 is avoiding alcohol or caffeine, especially in the evening hours. So, if you are somebody that consumes alcohol or caffeine, I would really think about stopping earlier in the day. Now, I understand that oftentimes alcohol is consumed later in the day, whether it's with dinner or at happy hour, or you're going out for drinks after dinner, things like that. Just understand that that is going to affect your sleep. Same with caffeine. If you're having that later in the day, it can disrupt your sleep, leading, whether it's going to sleep or waking you up in the middle of the night. I do have a full video on the effects of alcohol and fitness performance. I'll link that down in the description below if that's something you'd like to learn about. Number 4, of course, I'm going to mention exercising regularly. So we want to make sure that we're exercising regularly, whether that's walks or strength training or Pilates or cardiovascular, whatever the case may be. Hopefully, you're doing a combination of all of those things, but we do want to make sure that we're exercising regularly and meeting the general exercise recommendations. Along with exercise, we want to make sure that we are consuming a well balanced diet. So that means including protein, fruits, vegetables, fiber, healthy fats, all of the things to make sure that we are getting a well rounded approach to your lifestyle in general. One thing that I'll kind of add into number 4 here is also getting sunlight. So, getting sunlight earlier in the morning allows you to get your body synced up a little bit more with the circadian rhythm. So, this can be really helpful, especially if you're someone who has had a wonky sleep schedule and you're just trying to get back on track, getting onto a regular sleep schedule, getting to bed at similar times. I highly recommend trying to get sunlight first thing in the morning. Now, again, I know that's not completely possible for everybody, depending on what your job is and depending on what your hours are, but I would do your best to do that, especially if you're trying to get back onto a regular sleep schedule. Last thing, number 5, we want to make sure that the temperature of your bedroom is at a proper level because if it's too warm, you're going to have a hard time falling asleep. Generally, the recommendations are between 65 and 67 or 68. I know everybody has their personal preferences when it comes down to bedroom temperature, but it is something to consider so you can have a cooler start to your sleep and stay asleep throughout the night. If you have any other tips that you think are worth mentioning, leave them in the comments below along with any other questions. Otherwise, be sure to like, subscribe, and then we'll see you in the next one.